President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Legion of Merit to Captain Eric C. Doyle, United States Navy.
At the end of 2019, I traveled to Pensacola to see the Blue Angels fly in their final air show of the season and attend their change of command ceremony. It brought back a lot of memories, including to my first air show in 1987 at Moffett Field, where I attended with my grandfather, Butch Voris, who was the first leader of the Blue Angels back in 1946. The man leading the Blue Angels that day was Boss Gil Rud, and watching him and my grandfather swap stories at the flight line still gives me goosebumps. In fact, during the course of that weekend, the two filmed an interview. It's something I still have and watch often. That same interview would serve as an inspiration for me as I got older, starting my own documentation of the Blue Angels' history through the Blue Angel Phantoms Project. Obviously, Boss Rud is someone I always wanted to interview, just like my grandfather did, and thanks to the Blue Angels Association, while I was in Pensacola, they made it happen. I didn't know what to expect at first because I've always held him larger than life, but when he walked in the interview room, he couldn't have been any nicer of a guy. For 90 minutes, I got to interview Boss Rud all about his amazing career, including leading the Blue Angels through their transition from the A-4 Skyhawk to the F-18 Hornet. I only wish that I had taken the same opportunity to interview my grandfather when we still had him. But it's more than blue uniforms and blue jets and fancy maneuvers with smoke that make Butch Voris and Gil Rud heroes. It's who they are and what they represent, which is the best of the military. People who are willing to put it all on the line in the name of freedom. People who put country above all else. And while Butch will always be remembered for his contributions to the Navy and the Blue Angels, to me, he'll always just be my grandpa and the guy that I spend summers with. Love you, Butch.